All right, Adam. So our favorite segment on the show, skip or flip. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yes.
So if Adam gets on his skateboard, goes down the street drinking that cranberry juice, and happens to make it to the Goodwill, these are items that we're going to show you. And in your opinion, if you were to find these items, are you going to be skipping or are you going to be buying them and flipping them to resell? So Marie says you should give away a hoodie too. Hey, you never know. I could be feeling froggy. We could be feeling froggy. You
Make sure it's
know,
my size too, so I can get in on this giveaway.
Dustin's still trying to get one of those hoodies.
Dustin's trying to get his own hoodie.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So skip or flip, Adam, and everyone in the chat. I would love for you guys to participate as well. So we're going to show you 3 items. We're just going to show you the pictures, Adam, and you're going to tell us if you would skip it or if you would flip it. All right. So first one up, we have this ball cap. We have a brown Atlanta Braves ball cap with a navy bill. There's 2 pins that come with the ball cap, and it's the 1999 World Series patch on the side of the ball cap. So let me know, Adam, if you see this at a Goodwill, at a yard sale, are you skipping or are you flipping? Let me know. And let me know, guys, in the chat. Are you skipping? Or are you flipping? Zach, let me know. Are you skipping? Or are you flipping? Not 1999 Atlanta Braves brown ball cap. What are your thoughts? What's your thought process here, Adam?
I would flip. I know when I had you on the show, and I've had Bobby the cap guy on. I know you talked about having the pins, and you said like if it's from a certain time frame, like you said, the World Series logo on there. I don't do real well with. That was one of the things I used to do well with. I used to flip hats. I used to get deals at Ross. I used to pay $3-4 for a hat and flip it for $25-30. Now they're $10-12 at Ross. But I think that particular hat, I think I would flip that.
Okay. Now, a lot of people in the chat, Marie's saying I'm flipping, Justin's flipping, Zach is flipping. What are you doing, Dustin? You flipping or you skipping?
I'll flip it because hats, especially those kind of hats, currently right now are fire. They're fire right now to sell.
Now, you know a little bit about these hats, right, Dustin?
Yeah, a little bit.
I got, as you can see there, my size. So, all right. So everyone's flipping. So this is what this hat sold for, guys. And before we start, before I show you, no, I did not pay this much for this hat. So here we go. This hat sold for $600.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That
$600. So I wanted to bring this up, guys, because fitted hats are they're becoming the new sneaker. The new sneaker trend. They're exclusive to certain stores. Certain designers are designing them depending on what they are. This one is actually designed by a designer named called Manolo that's from Atlanta. Okay. And this one came out through a company named Hat Club. Now, if you guys can pick up any of these hats that Hat Club drops every week, they drop a collection of hats. And they usually have certain themes and stuff associated with them. Pick them up and flip them because they are the new sneakers. So, what do you think about this, Adam?
If I could sell for that kind of money, you'd be insane not to buy it. I mean, it's definitely a flip.
Yeah, and these hats retail from $45 to $50. So the margin,
the soles. When you pulled up soles, what other were they selling for? I mean, that particular one sold for that price, but typically, what did they sell for?
Yeah, I'll pull some up here. I'll just type in Hat Club, and of course, there's different sizes, different kinds of hats, and we'll bring up the soles. Some of them are more exclusive than others. Some of them are themed. As you can see, this blue Chicago Cubs. So for $140,
okay,
you have this this teal Diamondbacks. So for $120, this Detroit Tigers $189, You know,
Okay.
depending on certain ones. This one right here, this brown one, this Detroit Tigers, this one actually came out at Lids, and it's reselling for $120.
At lids. Okay.
And it came out in Lids. So they all have certain themes, and like this someone accepted best offer on this one. But the theme for this one was campfire. So they had a whole collection. As you can see, it comes with a pin. It's got like a little roasted marshmallow, green bottom, retails for $55, and someone took a best offer. I bet they sold for like $100. But if you guys can find a baseball cap, especially with the side patch, as you can see there, these side patches are great. And under visors, the sizes to look for are probably like 7.5. That's like the average size of a head.
Right.
7 3/4, something like that. So what do you think about that, Adam? Did you expect a baseball cap to sell for that much?
Not for that much money, but I know from listening to you and other cap sellers that they were very valuable.
Yeah. So I don't like to resell them because I've started collecting hats.
You're more of a collector, right? Yeah.
I need to quit buying them because I just need to quit buying them.
You probably run out of
That and the Funko Pops.
Yeah. My wife actually got me a hat duffel bag that they make, so you can put 30 hats in there. It's made for like keeping your hats so they don't get dusty and dirty and all that stuff. I got that for Christmas. So all right, so let's move on. Skip or flip, Adam. We have here a Disney Mickey Mouse quart mini crock pot. It looks like it's brand new. You know, it's got the little I guess the Mickey Mouse head on the handle. It's got like I guess those are his shorts, right, Dustin?
His shorts? Okay.
You know, like the little I found it weird. I just thought, I don't know why I'm thinking about this. Mickey doesn't have a shirt and Donald doesn't have pants. You think that like they're sharing an outfit?
Probably.
You know what I mean? So I was just thinking about that. So what do you think? What's your thought process here, Adam? You skipping or you flip?
I'm gonna flip. I don't think it's gonna be as profitable as the Atlanta Braves hat, but I think it. I'm going to guess maybe a couple $100, probably resale.
Couple hundred. So what would be the comfortable price for you to purchase this, like at a yard sale or at a thrift store?
If I could sell for 200, if I paid 20, I'd be ecstatic.
Okay. What about you, Dustin? You skipping or you flipping?
Probably skipping.
What? How come?
I don't see anything special about it.
Okay. I mean, it's Mickey.
Because heck, Dollar General comes out with stuff like that all the time. I've seen like a freaking Mickey Mouse waffle maker, you know, stuff like
Dollar
that.
General? Okay.
Yeah, but that'd be like $15 item.
Okay.
So.
All right. Let's see what the people at home are saying. Marie is saying flip. Alan is saying flip. Zach is saying pass, hard pass. Justin is flipping. Let's see. What in the world? All right. So, Adam, this crock pot sold for $12.
Ooh. Okay.
I was right. Let's go.
So there you have it. There you go
for Disney. Okay.
I know it's a 0.6 quart. LOL. I don't even know how big that is.
0.6 quart. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's tiny.
So there you go. Just like, you know, just because it's Mickey or Disney, like Dustin was saying, you know, Dollar General sells that stuff. So they have some of the
I never go in Dollar General. I used to go try to get those Tuesday deals, but I haven't been there forever.
What kind of Tuesday deals do they got going on?
They have like 99-cent deals and things. You get an app and they tell you the different things are on sale.
Okay. Alan here. Alan says, okay, got for free. I mean, let's say I wouldn't even want to flip it if I get it for free. What do you think, Dustin? $12 isn't worth my time.
Because you're in the hole after you ship it.
Well, you would charge for shipping, but still, I mean, for $12, your time's worth more than, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So say it takes you 5 minutes to list it, take the pictures and list it, and then you got to ship it.
Then you got the fees that come out and
right.
all that. Then your time to drop it off to the post
Right,
office.
right. You got to ship it. Yep. So yeah, it's not definitely not worth it then.
So exactly. Mile High Hustler says skip, but we sold a clearance Instapot Mickey Mouse for 100, but an Instapot branded, purchased 30 on clearance. Let's go.
Instapot, right?
Yeah.
A good branded one. Like, yeah, I can see that.
Do you mess with any of that stuff, Adam? Like Instapots, Ninja, stuff like that?
I'll pick some of it up on at yard sales. But I mean, that's
Okay.
obviously all used stuff, and I don't really mess with the newer things. I mean, I try to do retail arbitrage, but I haven't recently.
Speaking of retail arbitrage, Adam, we're actually going to have Mile High Hustlers on next week's show, and we're going to learn all about retail arbitrage. They are huge into Walmart clearance, so I'm super excited about that show for sure. So let's move on. Skip or flip, Adam. This one's a good one. So let me know what you guys at home are doing. So Adam, here we have and for the people at home, this is a Sony mini disc player. It's a Walkman brand, Sony Walkman. Comes with a couple of other accessories. Looks like something you can, put skip the song, know what's playing. Portable mini disc recorder. Are you familiar with mini disc at all, Adam?
No, not really. I mean, I vaguely am, but I'm not real familiar with it.
Okay. Dustin, do you ever have a mini disc player?
I
No?
had a CD player, but not a mini.
Yeah, I had a CD and I had cassette and then DVD, but I never had a mini disc player.
Yeah. This was
I had the Walkmans back in the day, cassette tape players.
Yeah. This was like a weird period to where it was like before the iPod. So it's still like I had one and it would still kind of skip a little bit. Like I used it. I remember like listening to it like on the bus on the way to a football game, like we're all like getting hyped or whatever,
Okay.
So mini disc, what do you think about old technology, Adam?
I see a lot of videos and a lot of sellers that say they make good money on some of these old technology things, especially when they're in good condition.
Okay.
I said some of the people I follow on Instagram, they post their sales. Some things it's like, whoa, you sold that for that much?
Yeah. So what are you thinking about this mini disc player? Are you skipping or are you flipping?
I'm gonna say flip.
Okay.
But
What
again,
about you,
I'm like 50-50, but I'm gonna lean towards flip.
Old tech sales, I'm flipping.
Flipping. All right. Zach is flipping. Marie is skipping. Jonathan is flipping. We have Justin's flipping. Alan's skipping. We got a lot of skips. This is kind of like 50-50.
Yeah, I just kind of was like,
before iPods, Jonathan was saying, and Mile High Hustlers, they're saying flip. So what do you think? You're saying you're flipping, Adam. What do you think this is going for?
I'm gonna guess around $100.
$100. What about you, Dustin?
I was gonna say 50 to 75.
Okay. What would be the comfortable price you would pick it up, Adam?
15 to 20.
What about you, Dustin?
$10 max.
$10 max? Okay.
Mhm.
All righty, let's go. So this Sony Walkman mini disc player sold at auction for $332.51. So there you have it.
Like I said,
I
I
bought
follow
it for 100 then.
You need to get 300. I'm sure you pay 100.
Yeah. So Jonathan was saying 75 to 100. So there you have it, guys. I know when I was looking these up, of course, the Sony brand is the one that you need to look out for.
Right.
So there are some other mini disc players out there, and they're not worth as much as this Sony branded, but mini disc players are worth some pretty good money, which is surprising, So what do you think? What do you think, Adam?
Did Panasonic make mini disc players as well?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I would think so.
Yeah, I would
Let's see
thought
here.
so
Realized
too, yeah.
that was a thing until now.
You didn't have a mini disc? Well, you did.
No,
Yeah.
I had
we
CD, then I
discussed-
went straight to iPod.
Yeah, they make Panasonic does make some mini disc players. Here's one that just sold for $22, $24. Here's a good one, $99. 32, 119. Of course, I guess it's the particular one that you got to find
Right.
is worth
So like,
money.
and
So,
obviously Sony is worth more money.
so guys, if you see a, I had one in the 90s, LOL. That's me for sure. So if you guys see a mini disc player out in the yard sale, Goodwill, or anything like that, pick it up, baby. So what'd you think about Skip or Flip, Adam?
I enjoyed it.
we
I know you
learn?
guys do it on your show all the time every week. So I enjoy it.
Awesome.